interesting how you feel after this long journey that I think was worthwhile because it was an historical event. So you were mentioning when you were off camera that you haven't slept a lot, but you seem pretty fresh.
Yeah, I mean, what happened was I was supposed to leave Saturday in the morning to go there, and something happened here because I have a company, I have a construction company here. So one of the sheds where I keep my tools, we had a very windy night. I live in United States in Connecticut, so the wind here is brutal. So I had to leave late because I was fixing that. So because I know there's a snowstorm coming. So on my way to DC, no, I have to go through. I got to go south, New York, New Jersey, now Maryland. By the time I got to New Jersey border to Maryland, I got hit by the storm. So I had to pull on the side. On a distance of probably 3-4 miles, I saw 8 accidents right in front of me. So the road I stopped, so I had to wait. So I ended up getting there around 11:30 in DC, which is about usually 4 hours drive, but it took me 8 hours to get there. And so I got there. It was midnight and stuff, and I couldn't find a hotel. I had to stay at a friend's house. I ended up staying late talking, and I was up very early because we were trying to make it to the event, which is pretty hard because the DC was all enclosed, the center of DC. So it
Yeah.
took us about 4 hours, 4 to 5 hours, just to get to the Capitol
Wow.
Hill. It was crazy, but it was worth it. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Very cold, but beautiful, man.
Yeah. So I'm very curious to hear how was your experience, what you felt when you were there. I think there's nothing better than hearing directly from a person who was there on the ground, because I don't really trust the news in general. Even Fox News, I wouldn't be that much confident of what they share these days. So tell me your first-hand experience.
It was beautiful. I mean, it was pretty different from anything else. I've been to Washington several times, a beautiful city. I've never been there in the winter. It's the first time I go there in the winter. I passed by in the winter, but never been in. But despite of having Celsius was probably it started the morning at -8. It got in the afternoon with the wind blowing was about 20, 22 below. And but the spirits were high. There was a lot of people there in the center of. There's a lot of uh, presence of army, Secret Service, SWAT teams, like everywhere. Like the center of downtown Washington was just locked. It couldn't do anything there. The fences that put up on the perimeter of Capitol Hill, but everybody's so. I mean, there was a sense of relief of people.
Mhm.
Everybody's so happy. We saw kids, we saw grandmas, we saw people from I talked to people from China. There was people from Australia that came over for this. People from all over the states. Usually I wear a cowboy hat. You know that. So, and I
Yeah.
saw a lot of cowboys coming from out west. There's a lot of Brazilian people there too. A lot of them. And so anywhere you name it, I saw plates there from Utah, Arizona, California, Florida, here, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York, you name it. We saw. I didn't have a chance to talk, to this guy. He was coming from Utah. Imagine that he come from Utah or California, have to cross the country just to come here for the event. And these are not Utah, but California. It's a Democrat state. So
Yeah.
and these people just crossed over to show their support for President Trump, and it was beautiful. I loved it. I saw some stuff. You're right, because some media here was showing protest against Trump, and it was funny because they said was early afternoon by the Lincoln Memorial, and I was passing by. There was nobody there. There was no protest. There's nothing there. Lincoln Memorial was just there's a few tourists going there. It was very cold, so there's nobody there. And because to go to Capitol Hill, you have to come around routes 295, I believe. So you come around, you gotta pass by Potomac River, and you're gonna see the Lincoln Memorial. You're gonna see George Washington Memorial. You're gonna see the Veterans Memorial too on the left hand side as you go to the Capitol. There's nobody there. You're gonna see Martin Luther King Memorial too there, and there's nobody there. So I come home, and this morning I was, there's a lot of people showing. There's a lot of protests there. Now you see once in a while there's some people, there's some trucks going around with those LED signs saying, "Oh, we're pro-abortion," all that stuff. Trump's gonna, take your freedoms. I saw a couple of people protesting there too for the same thing, but like almost nothing. Most of people there from all colors, man. You see like Asian, Latin. You see the black people from. There's a lot of Indian people. I was surprised. There's a lot of Chinese people there too. Born here, I mean, the Chinese community, I know Asian community is there. It was just a big party, big ball. I loved it.
Hmm. So you already anticipated what would be my next question. And in terms of crowd, you said it was very much diverse, and it's no wonder because Trump and the last rally dancing with the village people, which is quite remarkable. As someone was saying on the internet, I think it was Jonathan Pye was mentioning that he has done more for the gay community just by dancing YMCA than all the diversity programs, which
Right,
is remarkable.
right, right. It is funny because on my channel on Instagram, I have a guy that always comes to me, to stay there with us, and it's part of LGBT community in Brazil and stuff. And we always talk about that. I interview people here in the U.S. too. It's weird because the left, the Democrats, they're always trying to kind of built a stereotype, like if you're black you have to vote Democrat, if you're gay you have to vote Democrat. There's nothing like that. I mean, people, and I'm glad that these people are waking up and see that they never done anything to them, but use them as propaganda, and people are waking up to that. And what I saw there was this. I saw one person with the rainbow, flag there, and with the Trump flag next to it. So it was good to see. I actually waved at the guy, so everybody was happy about that. If you go to it's the same thing as here, Brazil, anywhere you are, I guess. When you go to a Trump rally, and it doesn't matter if you're Democrat, it doesn't matter if you're black, white, Chinese, whatever, you go there, if you're gay, you're straight, they're gonna treat you the same. Nobody's gonna expel you from our demonstrations. And I saw that in DC. That was a beautiful thing.
Was it the first time that you attended a Trump event, or have you been in Raleigh when we was in
No, that
the
was the first time.
campaign?
It was the first time.
First time,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
I'll be curious if the energy level is different, because I know the optimism was there, but probably now it switched to a sense of relief. Is it something that we can also perceive, say, on a day-to-day life, that finally we change chapter?
Well, everybody here in US, I can speak for US, and I can speak a little bit for Brazil too. As I have a big community there that follows us on Instagram and YouTube. That this sense of relief and hope, it's enormous here. You can tell, even during the campaign. A lot of Democrats switch over to the other side because it comes down to. I always say that it always comes down to math. If we can't add things up, and 2 + 2 is not going to equal 5, no matter what, how much the left wants us to believe that. And so when everything hurts, in your pocket, when you pay more for everything, people get, says, well, this is wrong, maybe voted wrong or something. Now even people there, voted for Harris are, they're hopeful that this is going to bring at least a better sense, a better sense in general to the U.S. policy and for our economy. So yes, there's a great sense of relief and hope here, and hopefully we're going to heal this thing. I saw another nice thing that I saw there. I was at main entrance at Capitol Hill when I got there. You see, I saw, I was going to go live, and there was this guy, religious guy, a Mormon guy, and another guy. I think it was Presbyterian or something. And I was next to them. The Mormon, was holding a sign saying, "Well, we voted for a rapist. You shouldn't have done that." And the preacher came to him, and they both was just talking, no yelling. They just talking. It was like, brother, I don't think that's right, but you have your right to come here and protest wherever you want. And the other guy was trying to, but civil. There was no yelling, nothing. So I that was nice. That was nice to see, because usually when you have a clash between people that with different beliefs, we have a problem. You know that. I don't know, where you are, but here in Brazil, there's always a problem with that. And usually, comes more from the left, because they do not accept. You can try. I'm sorry, I say that some some people from the left might be watching us, but by experience, and believe me, I try to talk a lot of stuff with the left side. They, even when you prove them, it's math. Like I said, it's math. You can't. This is fact, and they try to push this aside and come up with another argument and another argument and another one, and push that so far, behind what about what we're talking about initially. It bears that there, and that's the sense. And I didn't see that in DC, at least where I was, and so it was nice to see. I hope we can come to a common ground, and people, by the new leadership we have here now, they're gonna see the results, and they're gonna change their mind, and all this division that we have in the US is gonna go away. It's gonna take some time, but it's gonna go away.